go. 5 lights. And away we go. Edge on pole position. Off they go. And I see he's got a decent start there. Edge got a very good one. He's clear into turn 1. Into 3rd place by the looks of it goes Silver.
Oh, and there's a car off. It's knocked Thomas into the wall. He lost a bit of his front wing.
There's all sorts of fun and games going on into the fast chicane there. Rev. Oh, and Ocean Chief get together. And off goes Ocean into the wall. So Edge.
He's getting into the nose.
About a half a second ahead of Sergio. Sergio's running a little bit wide, hitting the wall on the inside. That was a big impact. I'm not sure whether it got any of the front wing. It looked like he might have been alright. Very close now. Copy having to go to the outside of Bants as they run through turn 8 absolutely side by side. And I think he might just have this sort of side by side on the exit. They're going to be side by side, I think, all the way up towards the far chicane. Who's going to blink here? Bants on the outside, Copy on the inside. Bants. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is SLR time once again. I'm Terror Incognita, and alongside me for this very special round of the SLR F1 2018 Championship, as you can see at Spa-Francorchamps, alongside me is Thimo Brown.
Hello. I'm back again, hopefully without lags, and there's 2 things really concerning me. First of all, how subtle will the AC adverts be today, and also, how will the race go, because I've heard that it's going to be a wet race.
It's going to be a wet race? That's the first I've heard of that. That's very, very exciting.
Ocean and Tipsy told me about that. Dry quali though.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting, how to not take Obrusion and Radayon flat out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it means that any issue with tyres in qualifying has been completely removed. So that's one thing, and that means that the fast boys will be able to do multiple runs instead of just one. But a wet race really makes things a little bit interesting. Do we know if it's completely wet or wet dry, or what's the verdict from our weather forecasters down on the ground? We'll find out in due course, I'm sure. As we see Triton having some lag issues by the looks of things. Vinny in the McLaren going around Pouhon for the first time. Go on board with Vinny a little bit just to get the all wet on Tipsy's screen. So completely wet race, so probably a one stop for everyone. And that is pretty exciting. We see the drivers just going around. Really long lap here at Spa. And we'll take you through the corners as they come along. That was Blanchimont, that very fast left-hander that Vinny just went through. And now into the bus stop chicane.
It's like one of the only tracks I know corner names on, so I'm going to be able to make some call-outs. I'm still not sure about the debate with Brussels, no-name corner and whatever. I think it's Jackie X corner or something.
Yeah, no-name corner got given a name, Jackie X corner.
That's pretty unfortunate.
That was Eau Rouge right there. And we saw, I remember in a tournament a few months ago, we saw Jason going off at Eau Rouge. You don't see it often these days because it's pretty easily flat in these cars. But certainly it does happen from time to time. Through the chicane at the top of the hill after the Camel Straight. That's the Les Combes chicane. This is Rivage, this long right-hander. Then this is the corner we were talking about, this left-hander. Jackie X corner now.
Oh, damn it.
Into this double left-hander. It's pretty close to flat in qualifying trim, but not particularly in race trim, and certainly not in the wet. Ooh, Vinny running very wide there on the exit of the chicane at Les Fagnes, and then through Stavelot and onto this back straight. Kirst has joined, but he's not taking part in qualifying, so it's going to be even more difficult than normal for Milos Martika to score points. Gloves and steering wheel goes fastest of all. He's immediately beaten by Danny Coe, who does a 42.5 on those super soft tyres. Vinny crossing the line doing a 44.6 on the mediums. And there is the fastest lap of the session. So far, Triton putting in a 42.2. He's beaten, though, by Copy, who crosses the line in the Sauber. And some very fast laps coming in from lots of drivers. This is Astro Boys in the Mercedes, who's halfway around the lap. There's a Red Bull who gets out the way. That must be gloves and steering wheel. He's the only Red Bull in this qualifying session.
As of in terms of reserves, I think we've got Vinny joining. He finished P4 in the T2 race that apparently didn't got streamed in a proper way, and also Tipsy joins us as a reserve today. So they are not full times. Yeah, Tipsy's in the lobby. And Kirst is also joining according to Ocean Chief, so he won't be able to have a setup, but
that's okay. He doesn't need a setup. He doesn't need a setup. He's easily Chad enough to yeah. As Astro Boys outbreaks himself for the bus stop chicane. He's going to cross the line now. Looks a reasonable lap from the championship contender. Goes P4, 42.7.
I was about to ask him if he's driving with line.
I don't know.
Ocean Chief, and I know he wrote this in private, and I'm a sludge if I read it out loud, but he wrote to me, "Curse joining, just so I have a chance of beating someone."
Hey. Milos Martika pointing out that he's a generational talent, and so he doesn't need a setup, which is obviously true. Oh, FR. Poor Milos.
I don't want to talk about the things that are happening in chat.
So we've got
oh my god.
So we got /LP on a fast one. Looks like his telemetry is bugged for me, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to see how much ERS he has, but he's obviously on a fast lap, taking the right-hander at Stavolo towards the end of the lap. Satoshi says he's going to die at Assetto Corsa, which I think a lot of people are going to die at Assetto Corsa. I think that's okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
Don't think you're going to be the only one.
Yeah. I mean, just look back at last race. You were the only driver not to take damage at one point in the race.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. It's definitely going to happen. I think we even had a little bit of contact in turn one, right at the beginning of the race.
Yes, I think we had a bit of contact, but I don't know. I got squeezed on the curb a bit, and we might have had a little love tap, but
it was only fine. A very small one, yeah, and it was my fault as well. I had no idea you were there. So I moved onto the curb thinking it was completely safe, and was very surprised when there was a McLaren there.
Late excuse. I've been waiting for that for 2 weeks now. Haven't you been feeling bad in all that time you left me waiting?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that at the time, but yeah.
Yeah. Shh. Shh. We're in the internet.
It's okay.
The reality doesn't matter in the internet.
It's okay.
I want to ask Astro Boys if he is using Racing Line, but I don't have him in my friend list. Okay.
Oh
okay.
no. Well.
Oh. Maybe Ocean knows it. just because I mean, he's only done one lap if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like he's in trouble or anything, but he's currently down in P5 behind Danico/LP. And normally he is right up there with Copy. So
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
maybe
we saw
he's
him. We saw him in the bus stop. He made a little bit of a mess of the bus stop
okay.
on his fast lap. So it might just be that he made a mistake that lost him half a second or thereabouts, and without that, he would have been right up with the big boys. As who was that getting diving out of the way? It was a Force India. Might have been Dead Pixel getting out of the way of TipsyBob, his fellow countryman. As Bants goes third on a 1 minute 42.4. Good showing from the Renaults in this race so far. A little bit of a mistake from Tipsy there through the chicane. Didn't really use all of the track on the exit either. I think has he abandoned this lap, or what's he doing here?
Oh, Tipsy?
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he's abandoned it, doesn't he?
Yeah, ERS and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of our championship contenders, Get Owned, coming into the pits. Very gloomy suddenly on track here. I wonder if we're going to see rain before the end of this qualifying session. We know it's going to be a wet race, but we might see rain in qualifying as well.
But very well be possible. Could happen.
This is Bants going through the chicane. I don't think he's on a fast one. He's basically out of battery. He's pushing hard though, so maybe he's on a fast one.
Troy and Bants have been talking about the epic 1-2 for today, so let's see how Renault does.
Yeah, it could well happen. And yes, Icewind Ocean is commentating the Assetto Corsa race. That is certainly going to happen. Bants is on a fast one still. And Danico goes into third place. He decides not to go for this lap. Bants instead dives into the pit lane. There's Danico, who's just completed his lap. Here is Triton, I think, about to start a fast one. 6 minutes left in the session then. Anyone out on track now? In fact, he goes into the pits. So yeah, anyone on track now is not going to be able to be on track at the end of the session. You want to be out as late as you can, really, in these qualifying sessions.
Except if it starts raining, of course, which we can't tell yet, but it has... I mean, it's pretty cloudy now, so overcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Icewind, we will be joining you on track a little bit later on. We have a championship lead to defend, of course, me and Thimo.
You have a championship lead to defend.
Yeah, looking forward to that very much.
Wait, how are you called in AC? Because I don't know.
How am I called? Oh.
Not you.
Oh,
I'm talking about Icewind.
Icewind is gloomy, right? Yeah, gloomy. Yeah.
Icewind is gloomy. Okay. AC is Assetto Corsa. It's racing simulation, and we're running a league on it. Twister is running a league on it, and it's going live after this race you're watching right now in the on the EGL channel. So that could be interesting.
With the man himself, Ocean Chief, doing the commentary.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Gloomy. Because I mean it's qualifying. So if there's anything interesting, we can talk about it.
Yeah. We're just really waiting for the end of the qualifying session when things are going to happen, and we're getting towards that stage now. But still 4 minutes to go, so still waiting for people to get out onto their final fast laps. Light Cruiser is about to start his fast lap by the looks of things. Never mind, he goes into the pit lane. Lots of people faking me out here.
Debated. Astro's still not improved. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about him, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, he's. I guess he's
Now
just waiting now.
he's leaving the pits now. 3 minutes 40 on the clock. Lap here takes like 140, so
Yeah, well, he can do
doing
2
outlap.
laps if he wants to.
Exactly.
That
Outlap
means-
and the lap is around 3:25, I would guess.
Yeah.
And he's got time for that. So
Yep.
1 or 2 laps and it doesn't matter. I mean, the tire wear is pretty big because the track is so long. It's the longest on the calendar indeed, but because we're going to start on wet tires, at least according to Tipsy Notion, that means that tire choice in qualifying doesn't matter, or tire wear. You don't have to start on them, obviously. Would be fun if you were supposed to, but I think a bit too chaotic.
Yeah, everyone tries to get around lap 1 on completely the wrong tyres and then pits and puts inters or wets on. That seems like it could be fun, but probably
It
not.
would be hilarious, yeah.
Probably not the safest.
Is everyone rowing around the track?
So, trying to find somebody on a fast lap. Bants at the moment is coming through the final couple of corners, going through the bus stop, and I think this will be his, or one of his attempts to get himself a fast lap. We think the race is completely wet, Satoshi.
So wait, let me have a look at what I Ocean told me wet race, not heavy rain, so I suppose it will be intermediates all the way through.
Yeah, maybe.
But it could dry up, of course, I don't know. But you know the weather system in this game, you drive it yourself, so it's sometimes really weird and tries to fool you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a few drivers now on fast laps. Bants is going through the second sector now, runs a little bit wide on the exit of the Lecom chicane. He's got a McLaren behind him, probably is Vinny, who I think is on a fast one himself.
Oh boy, the 1989 reboot. I do agree, Satoshi. It will be fun, pretty fun.
So through Buhong goes Bants. Again, we're going to see if he manages to hit these apexes in the chicane. Looked pretty tidy to me. A little bit of oversteer in the left-hander, but it was neat and tidy for the most part. Runs wide in Stavolo, and then through the second part of Stavolo runs a little bit wide again. But I think he got away with it. He's certainly still on it. He goes down the long back straight through Blanchiment, which again very easily flat in the dry. And into the bus stop chicane goes Bants then. Didn't really hit the second apex. Don't know how much that'll cost him. Going to cross the line. He's got DRS open and he goes just behind his teammate on a 42.2. So Bants into P4.
Astro Boy's right now in P9 still, and he is going through Blanchiment towards the bus stop. There's a slow car, but I don't think he will run. Too close to TipsyBob. The car is maybe giving him a bit of dirty air, but nothing that will matter. And he comes across the line for his penultimate try, and
Nice.
he puts it in provisional pole. And he retires immediately.
Yeah, very nice lap from Astro Boy. He's doing all he can to start on the front of the grid. Who is going to be able to respond to that? We've got Triton crossing the line now.
And he is
for
third.
his final effort. He goes third. So Light Cruiser and Copy are really the only two who can upset Astro Boys at this point. I guess there are some other people about to sort of halfway through the lap. Light Cruiser decides he's not going to be able to improve with his lap, so he retires from the session. The two Force Indias at the back. Dead Pixel, who's running just ahead of Tipsy at the moment on track. Copy then through the final chicane. He's going to cross the line, and he doesn't manage to improve. He's 2/10 slower than his best lap. So looks like Astro Boys might be on pole position for this one. Hey, Keyboard Magnuson, good to see you in chat.
Oh wait, he's not driving. Oh wait, he's tier 2, right?
I believe
I
so,
have
yeah.
lost track. I
Yeah,
just saw
I've
that
lost
he's
track as
called.
well.
Hey, on Steam he's called Keyboard for Bottas, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
Bottas fan club, raise your hands.
Got to be pretty happy
Um,
about the qualifying session earlier.
oh boy.
Tipsy really struggling to... he's got dead pixel right behind him. He might even have got a little bit of a slipstream there down the back straight, but he's going to cross the line and doesn't really
P13.
manage to improve.
Still P13 for Tipsy. So, yeah, this will be interesting in the rain, but let's hope there will be some action. Normally Spa is a track where you can rely on people overtaking each other, like Blanchimont or especially Hangar Straight.
Yeah,
Wait,
where
is it Hangar
that's
Straight? It's the
not,
wrong one.
that's
It's Camel
Silverstone. Yeah,
Straight.
Camel Straight.
Camel Straight. Close enough. Um, yeah, so...
One thing we didn't mention was Get Owned with an excellent lap. Put it in
yeah,
P4 right at the end there. So good stuff from him. Still very much in the championship hunt, of course.
yeah. On that matter, by the way, I just got informed, it's not official yet, but I think I can say it. Get Owned got told that he shouldn't use line from now on because he dominated the early stages of the season, and now he's getting overtaken by Astro Boys in the championship. But I think for the next race, Astro Boys will get the no assists. Will get hit with the no assists regulation, so they will certainly fight it out for the last few races on equal grounds. And that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not official yet, but that's what I got told. That is the plan, at least. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. That's probably.
It's going to be certainly going to be interesting to see, and we can see confirmation on screen of what we've been told a little bit earlier on in the broadcast. It is going to be a wet race here at Spa. Wet races at Spa, always a lot of fun. As we wait for everyone to load in. There's a Renault deciding that doesn't like the brake markers on the exit of on the entry to turn 1. I think it was Triton who just drove off the track, so that's going to be interesting for the drivers. That's a brake marker that you may need, the 100-meter marker in turn 1.
No. I don't know if Ocean is currently watching the stream.
Well, Ocean's driving.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's got it all on the background, like Jeremy does that, for example. But
yeah, he might do.
I'm going to ask him for the weather report again.
Well, it's definitely Inter's weather. They're definitely intermediates that we have on the cars. I'll bring up the tyre information. Everyone on intermediates to start. So, but it looked like it was going to be wet all the way through from what Tipsy said.
Wait, let me have another look. He only said wet. He just said wet race.
Yep, I believe so.
Okay. Nothing else.
But, well, Tipsy said wet, wet, wet. So.
Oh, he did.
That
Where?
assumes
In the
chat.
chat
In the stream chat. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I just looked at my PMs.
Miss Keller said, "Ocean, if you've got the stream open, crash into Wimpy."
Yeah, Ocean just told me that the strategy thing also says light rain all the way through.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay then. But
Jesse managed to get himself disqualified. I didn't see exactly what happened. I saw him on the side of the track after the chicane.
But that's a fun game. Like I did that once with Jeremy, where it was like if you just blockaded Bants to because I said that you could, then weave on the straight, and then we started weaving. But so crash out Wimpy to prove you're watching.
So we got the cars lining up now And Kurst
So-
right at the back, of course, without any setup.
Oh boy. He's going to be feeling like he's driving in a canoe.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Here we go then. 4 lights, 5 lights at Spa, and lights out. And we are go, and a pretty good start by the looks of it from everyone at the front of the grid. Astro Boys
Oh, the Ferrari
clearly
already
ahead
took-
of everyone. Yeah, there's a Ferrari on the inside there.
I think that was Jesse and Wimpy. Wimpy already out, so Ocean Chief can't take him out anymore, which is a shame.
Unfortunate for Wimpy and for Jesse, but too wide as they go down towards Eau Rouge for the first time. It's going to be very scary indeed.
And off go! Smeltino, Bayfield,
wow.
and they pick up TipsyBob!
Both into the wall. Tipsy is still survived by the looks of things, but well, only barely, as Jesse manages to get past him. So 2 dead cars in the background. Bayfield and Smeltino, unfortunately, both out of the race. And then a battle towards the front of the field for 4th here between Get Owned and Light Cruiser, as we're about halfway through lap 1 now. And lots of action early on.
And Bants sends one on Wimpy in Brussels. And looks like he might be able to take the position into Jackie X corner. And he has taken it. P6 for Bants again. I think he started further up though. It's a massive incident between Bayfield and Smeltino, and they went across Radion, and Tipsy was the unfortunate person to be at the wrong spot at the wrong time, and yeah, Bants just had a huge moment out of Puhon, but he caught the car, so nice work from him, and all are lined up like in a pulled chain.
Yeah, absolutely. Bants looking like he has a fast car underneath him right now, right on the back of Light Cruiser. Runs very wide there, though, at the exit of Stavolo, and is going to be compromised pretty much all the way down this straight. Now he's got Vinny just behind him. But up front, it's as you were. Astro Boys leading from Copy as we come towards the end of lap 1. Very long lap here at Spa. Made longer, of course, by the rain. Only 22 laps in this race, but that is
and side
plenty.
by side, Vinny and /LP make contact, and Vinny is sideways a bit in gloves and steering wheel, and Danico will try and capitalize on that. In the end, just gloves slip through. /LP down to P9, gloves now into Lassos. I think, no, wait.
Lassos, yeah. Lassos.
Okay. I just confused it for Sativot, and they are going towards Rouge side by side in the rain. It's even more dangerous than in the dry, and even there Oh, and they make contact! Glass the steering wheel goes across the grass, and he doesn't look like he's going off track.
Oh, no.
Winnie off in Radion. /LP
Oh,
is
/LP
retired.
died somewhere. Didn't see what happened.
Danico off atop the hill, and he's rejoining the track. What a chaos!
Well, there's /LP, and Eau Rouge has certainly delivered in terms of chaos in the first couple of laps of this race. /LP out of the race.
That was Radion, actually.
It was Radion, actually. So,
and
Danico
trying
really
down the inside
struggling.
of Copy, they make contact, sorry. But in Brussels, a bit of contact between those two. Trenton looks quick.
So Copy managing to hang on to second place for the time being. Missed the apex zone. Astro Boys as well, running very wide, yeah, in Puhon.
Light Cruiser passed Get Owned, meanwhile. I didn't see that.
No, we didn't see that on track. So Get Owned losing another place, and Bants is now on the back of him. Bants will be, I think, quite thankful that he wasn't caught up in that little skirmish behind him, with Vinny and Gloves both just about making it through Eau Rouge. Only barely though. Oh, again, just very sideways on the exit of Stavolo. That's getting it all wrong there. A bit further up here is Triton on the back of Copy. Copy having to go to the inside to defend.
Oh, Get Owned is off! And Gloves and steering wheel goes off as well! They are both off, and oh my god, Vinny passes through Popo Gamer as well. Ocean Chief cursed all the corpses on the straight.
And meanwhile, up front, Astro Boys has lost the lead. In fact, he's lost 2 places because he made a big mistake in bus stop. He's down the inside now of...
Bants?
He's down the inside now of Light Cruiser, but Bants is there or thereabouts as well. Triton leads. Oh, Bants loses it on the exit of La Source. Oh, Copy as well.
They rejoined the track, and they... Oh my god! The McLaren...
Well,
What
they
is
almost took out Vinny and Popo there. They survived, fortunately. My goodness, this start to this race has been very dramatic as Astro Boys and Light Cruiser now coming into Les Com. Still side by side, giving each other room. Astro Boy's running a little bit wide on the exit of the left-hander, and Light Cruiser just taking the apex for the right-hander, and he gets that second place.
Was that a pass without contact? I'm amazed.
Kirst is up to 6th, by the way.
Yeah.
I only just noticed, but he's certainly somebody who's benefited from all of this carnage at the beginning.
Oh my god.
He's got Bants behind him. But
I feel
my
like
goodness.
I've been shouting for ages.
Yeah. Ocean and Dead Pixel 8th and 9th right now as well. So 2 more people who benefited. Wimpy is in the points too. Copy all the way down in 11th.
Oh god. I'm sorry, chat, just compare. Oh my. Wow.
Oh, Astro Boy's into the wall in a big way out of the race. Oh no, Astro Boys. And well, our championship contender, Astro Boys.
Kirst has passed at P5.
And
oh my god.
just got it all wrong on the exit there of Stavolo. We just happened to catch it. But oh, and somebody else as well. Who was that? Just about made it through. It was Gloves, I think. Just about got away with it. Didn't see if he lost any front wing there. As Bants passes Kirst for 5th. But Astro Boys into the wall and out of the race. And 5 people at the end of lap 3 in this race have retired. Incredible carnage at the beginning of this spa race.
Wimpy and Ocean Chief are fighting it out towards turn 1. That is the stuff I want to see.
Yeah, Wimpy has passed Ocean Chief somewhere. We didn't exactly see where. Copy pits. And he's going to have to fix all of the damage that he's got. Probably for another set of intermediate tyres. Meanwhile, up front, Triton leads by just over a second from Light Cruiser. Popo in 3rd. You wouldn't have thought we'd be saying that at this point. He started 14th. He's now 3rd. Vinny is up in 4th. Bants is 5th. That's where he started. And Kirst, who started right at the back, up in P6. And I don't want to say it's necessarily on pace, but it's certainly... That's a real P6 right now because so many people have crashed and had incidents that he's benefited from that.
What a start. I mean, the first 3 laps have just been highlights of themselves. And I don't think I will ever be able to talk again. Oh my god. So, yeah. Triton looks really comfortable up front right now. If I try to judge from here, he's of course profited from all the death around him. What was he before? Astro and Copy went off, so that's why Triton is leading right now.
Oh, mistake from Triton into the bus stop. Made a real hash of that. Lock to brake by the looks of things on entry. That will certainly have cost him some time to Light Cruiser. Yeah, nearly a second, in fact. Light Cruiser with the fastest lap of the race. So just over a second now, the gap between Triton and Light Cruiser at the front. We haven't really talked very much about the tyre situation. Bants does the fastest lap of the race. But it looks like a one-stop is going to be feasible. The drivers might start to struggle.
Gloves and steering wheel now into turn 1. Already past Wimpy. So, Wimpy with a naughty little look down the inside there, and they are still, they are now side by side, but I guess Gloves and steering wheel will accelerate faster out of the corner, and now they run towards Rouge. Also, by the way, enemy's killer, I take that as a compliment, thank you. Compared me to a very good YouTuber, voice-wise. I mean, it's a woman, but that's not the point.
Now, Wimpy cut across the Eau Rouge chicane there, didn't see whether he got any sort of a warning for it. Certainly no penalty, so got away with it for the time being by the looks of it, but he's running very well up in 9th place right now. He's got Ocean just behind him and Copy, who's almost a pit stop behind this little gaggle now, down in 11th because he had to change his front wing. We'll switch to leader just to get a sense of how far this field has spread in the first 5 laps of this. We're still on lap 5 This is only lap 5. We got 14 cars left in the race of the 19 who have started. Just to give you an idea of how much carnage there's been.
It's been spectacular deaths all around. I mean, Astro and big names, and Dad Pixel makes a mess of that, and now he's probably going to fall victim to gloves and steering wheel if he just did an Astro Boys drift. Crash between Dad Pixel and gloves and steering wheel, but not a big one. Dad Pixel just randomly slowed down on the straight. Maybe he wanted to let him pass, but they made contact. I don't think I saw a part of gloves and steering wheel's front wing go off.
Yeah, it almost looked like a lag or something like that, but
it was really weird.
Exactly why that would have happened, but yeah. In any case, gloves and steering wheel up to 7th on track now. You see a lock up there from Dead Pixel into La Source. No harm done though. Gap's close to less than a second up front as well now between these two. So, and Vinny and Bants are also battling. They're right together through Les Combes.
Oh right, yeah.
Bants will be looking for a way past, looking to get himself back into the top 4. And he rear ends Vinny there. Oh, I don't know about that, Bants. Don't know about that. Just shoves him out of the way. We didn't see what happened before that, but that was unfriendly from Bants.
Yeah, he just took the if there's no door, then I'm going to make one route. It worked, but I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Light Cruiser still about a second behind Triton, still staying within that gap. No DRS, of course, in the wet. So he's going to have to do an overtake the hard way. Into the bus stop once again, the end of lap 6 in this race. Start to see pit stops, I would imagine, about halfway through the race, between about laps 10 and 12 or something like that.
Just because of some comments in chat, of course, if you give me $100, I'm gladly going to shout at you while you're eating cereals to make your everyday life more exciting.
Steering wheel pits.
Yeah.
Yep, from what was 7th. So he, I guess, is 2-stopping. Don't know exactly, but looks like he has decided that the 2-stop might be as fast, if not faster, than the 1-stop on these intermediate tyres. Everyone else looks like they might be wanting to stretch the tyres to a 1-stop.
That Pixel looks like he's on a mission slicing through the field right now. Copy also pretty quick, I think, at Danico. I'm just wondering who is about to try and get up the order.
Yeah, well, Copy. The issue for Copy is that he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's so far down the order.
Yeah, he lost about 30 seconds in that. Well, he lost about 30 seconds for the pit stop, and he lost probably 10 or 15 in the incident itself as Light Cruiser is a little bit out of shape on the exit of Stavolo. That was the corner that did for Astro Boys earlier on in the race.
I think Triton has kind of caught himself as Light Cruiser has a bit of a messy run through bus stop, so it's not looking like Light Cruiser is clearly fast or anything. I think after that especially, Light Cruiser made a big mistake and then he lost like half a second on Triton.
Fastest lap of the race from Triton as well.
Oh, nice. The last word for P1 certainly isn't spoken yet.
Nope, I would have thought that those two are going to be battling for most of the race. Other people who are battling is this little group here between 7th and 9th. Dead Pixel leading Wimpy as Wimpy absolutely sends one down the inside. He did get it stopped though. So fair play, and just drives clean around the outside. Nicely done. So Wimpy and the Toro Rosso up to
Well played.
7th. Ahead now of both Dead Pixel and Ocean Chief in the two Force Indias.
So I mean, there's a lot of work to do for most of these if they want to catch Bilosh, because he's currently in P6 still. So
Yep, and 13 seconds up the road.
yeah. So I mean, that Pixel, maybe if he can get rid of Wimpy, but I doubt he's fast enough to get Cursed there. So Cursed really looks like he's about to head towards his, I think, best league racing finish so far.
Yeah, it
At
might
least
well
on
be.
EGL.
He's driven a very, very good race so far. We saw him get a penalty a moment ago. But certainly driving very well. Astro Boy saying he wasn't using the racing line and he crashed without it, so bad luck.
He's a legend for not using the racing line without Ocean Chief telling
really
him.
Impressive.
So my fullest respect goes out to Astro Boys. Rip that you died. I mean, in quali you were pretty quick even without the line. So rest of the season looking good.
Yep, absolutely good stuff. This is Cursed, who does seem to be in control of his car, which is not something you can say very often, but driving pretty well out there at the moment. I'm hoping I'm not jinxing him. But,
yeah, and in chat too, yeah, we don't mention Cursed often, because if we talk about him too much, then he might make a mistake, and we jinx him off, and we don't want that. We want him to be in P6. Like, it's all strategy.
Gloves and steering wheel right on the back of Ocean Chief now in the Force India. Oh, you don't want to be going around the outside there. There's not a lot of grip there. Have to fall in behind Ocean, maybe down the inside into La Source. That should be an easy enough move on the fresh tyres. And he does manage to make it stick. So Gloves up to 9th on the road. He's got Dead Pixel just ahead of him now.
Went he pit?
When
like
did Gloves pit?
laps?
2 laps ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't think he can stretch. I don't think he can take them to the end realistically.
No, I think he's 2-stopping. I think that's the
yeah, probably.
That's the idea. Oh, Dead Pixel just moved aside. It was he definitely did just let him through there.
I think that's what he did to get owned.
Yeah.
Oh, was it get owned? I don't know, but
yeah,
I think it was Gloves.
You've got to really really telegraph that you're doing that if you're going to just lift and let somebody by.
Morse code.
That's Tipsy pit, so Tipsy now down in 14th, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, he didn't recover from getting the absolute clap through Radayon on lap 1. With, I mean, there was 2 cars Beyblading around the circuit. They
oh, light cruiser pitting.
Oh, that's interesting. Lap 10.
Oh, it's end of lap 9. At the start of lap 10. Yeah. So that's going to be a long second stint for light cruiser in that case. It's going to be 13 laps if you want to take those, that second set of inters to the end of the race. You see Vinny in the background. Bants just ahead of light cruiser on track now. Still running a very good 3rd place despite that incident a little bit earlier on with Copy. Copy struggling much more. Oh, light cruiser with a penalty as well for, I guess, cutting the course in Eau Rouge or in Radion.
Yeah, you mentioned someone has taken out the brake marker button in La Source, right?
Yeah, that was Triton on the warm-up lap.
Oh,
I believe.
Yeah, because Astro Boys has stated in chat that was not helping his efforts.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was
unfortunate.
Whether that was intentional or whether it was an accident, but I can't imagine it was intentional.
But that would be like, I mean, I've got a too high opinion of Triton to.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't.
I
definitely don't think it was intentional.
Right.
There was obviously something that happened there. But yeah, it is pretty unfortunate. Oh, Wimpy getting it all wrong in Jackie Ick's corner. He's got gloves and steering wheel right behind him. Eager to get past on those fresher tyres, but has to wait. Puon's not really a passing place. He's, yeah, struggling to get the power down behind
Popo into
Wimpy.
the pits.
As,
As well as
the
Triton.
two leaders, yeah,
Yeah.
the two, they're the two leaders now because
Oh,
Light
and I
Cruiser
think
are pitted.
the undercut of Light Cruiser might have paid off. I think he
It's possible.
closed.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
So
Bants
Light Cruiser
still
now on
going
the
up.
outside. That will be
Triton hit
close.
the wall on the exit.
No, really?
Triton,
Oh,
he got away with it. I think it was the rear wheel that that hit the wall.
okay.
But,
Then I thought he lost like a front wing. That would have been a shame because it would have robbed us of potentially a very good battle for P1. We're still waiting for. Vinny in the pits, or Kirst is now up into. Oh no, he's still in P6 temporarily. Oh yeah, now he passes Vinny on the exit.
Yeah,
But just barely. I guess he'll give that up on Camel straight.
Yeah, he'll probably pit. Probably pit next lap. I would have thought Kirst, and so will Bants. Bants is going to have to get out of the way of his teammate here, I think.
I wonder if he's going to play favors for his teammate and let him through easily, and then maybe give Light Cruiser a fight. It would be a bit of a questionable maneuver to do, but I mean, in real life F1, everyone does it. So
yeah, he does indeed get out of the way of his teammate. So Triton leads, and Light Cruiser now, I'm sure, is not going to be given that position by Bants, because I mean, Bants probably pitting at the end of this lap, but certainly at the moment there's a few more corners to go still. Light Cruiser obviously going to be a lot faster on those fresh tyres.
Yeah.
Vinny has just passed Kirst as well. That was into Pujon by the looks of things.
Yeah, I doubt Bants will move out the way here. He rarely does that anyways, and now he's even giving his own teammate, who is currently in P1, support, so I doubt he will let him pass. Maybe, I mean, I don't think he will put up a fight if Light Cruiser tries to pass here, and he gets a bit of grass on the outside. Does Bants? Yeah, he goes into the pits, so Light Cruiser probably lost a bit of time, but he also got, I mean, kinda got a bit of slipstream. Still, certainly some.
A little bit, yeah. He's less than 2 seconds behind Triton, but on 1 lap older tyres as well, which is going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for him in the second half of this race. As Kirst also going into the pits in the Williams. And he will put fresh tyres on. Driven a fantastic race so far. As Danico passes Copy pits from what was 9th. Into the pits he goes. Wimpy pits as well, so a lot of drivers now. That's the half distance lap, of course, so a lot of drivers taking the opportunity to go into the pits and put fresh tyres on. And first behind Danico, who is yet to stop. Well, he stopped once, but very early in the race, so he'll be stopping quite soon, I would have thought. So again, very stretched out race here at Spa.
Yeah.
Still only half distance.
If you take out, like, if like half the drivers are taken out in the first 3 laps, you kind of have to expect big gaps. Unfortunately, but the first 3 laps, they were absolutely massive, man. So much happened. Not saying I'm happy about everyone crashing out, but
yeah, no, certainly lots of incidents. I'm not sure we caught all of them on camera. We caught some of them on camera.
I think the relevant ones, like Astro.
Yeah, we certainly caught that on camera.
I think we missed Gatto and Slash.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
As the fastest lap of the race. Still pulling that gap out a little bit. Bants is closing on Popo Gamer now for 3rd place. The gap less than 2 seconds between those two. So Bants still recovering from that incident a little bit earlier on. Looking to put 2 Renaults instead of 1 on the podium.
He is closing, yeah. And Bats even got... he lost a bit of time in that incident with Copy out of La Source early on, I think lap 3 it was. So he's recovering fine. Not the fastest showing of him, but a decent one. I wouldn't complain, and Curse gets promoted back up into P7 as Danico and Pixel both pit. Gloves is still up, but he is probably on a 2-stop, so... Oh! And he wiggles a lot atop the hill at Radayon.
Got away with it.
Oh, yeah, Jesse was off there.
Yeah, Jesse's struggling a little bit in the wet. He's fallen behind TipsyBob now, down to 14th place. As we see Bants continue to close this gap for third place.
Of course I enjoyed it, but it makes me kind of enjoy the rest of the race less because we've got half the drivers proper positions left. Also, clean racing is always a priority.
Yeah. It's, I think Bants, I'm just thinking about the penalty situation. I think Bants has 3 seconds. I'm not sure Popo Gamer does.
I'll have a look.
We haven't really seen too many penalties pop up, but I'm pretty sure we did see one for Bants.
You're exactly right about that, and no penalty for Popo. So I'll look maybe in the chat if someone had something to say about what happened to them in the race.
So Bants now right
yeah.
on the back of Popo.
I know what happened between Bayfield and Smeltino. Yeah, they were following each other into Eau Rouge, and Bayfield did quite heavy braking, which Smeltino didn't, and then they, just shoved each other into the wall at top of the hill. So
yeah, they both had their races ended, unfortunately for them. TipsyBob retires. Didn't see why.
Oh no.
Didn't see what happened there. So Tipsy obviously has had an off somewhere, I would have thought. So we're down to 13 drivers in this race now. This is the battle for third.
Let's have a look at the standings, if something shakes up there, because, I mean, the top 2 are out of the race. The P3 guy, I think, is Copy, and he is in P9, and I think then comes Triton, who's in the lead, so things might get interesting there.
As Bants capitalizes on Popo making a mistake through Pouhon and manages to get that third place. So Bants puts the second Renault now on the podium in this race. First and third now the Renaults. Light Cruiser still between them. Light Cruiser still chasing Triton, but Bants up to third.
Oh boy, that will be close at the front, because Copy is 12 points behind Astro Boys and 17 points behind Get Owned. And yeah, Triton is some way down the order. It's 36 points from him to Copy, but he'll potentially close around 20 of them, depends where Copy and Triton finish, of course. So we might... So they get closer together, and then Copy and Astro and Get Owned will certainly get closer together.
Yep, certainly will.
There's only 3 rounds to go. I think after this one it's Monza, then Japan, and then the finale in Brazil.
Yep, that sounds right to me. So, going to be a showdown right at the end of the season. Get Owned and Astro Boys, unfortunately, not able to score points here today. Both of them crashing out. Copy managing to maybe salvage a couple of points from his efforts today. So Bants now pulling away from Popo. The gap at the front is the same as it has been for a little while, just over a couple of seconds now. Triton very slowly pulling away. Cruiser there through the second half of Stavolo. You see the gap extending now to about 3 seconds or thereabouts. It's like Cruiser lagging a little bit. Don't know what that is.
I'll have a look. How frequent?
Just getting like stutters every couple of seconds or so as Triton does the fastest lap of the race. Light Cruiser not able to respond. 58.0 from Light Cruiser to Triton's 56.6. So more than a second pulled out. Yeah, more than a second pulled out that lap. That's Jesse just getting out of the way. Bants with a 57.5, so he is catching Light Cruiser at the moment very slowly. But
Jesse getting out of the way. Is that the moment for a set of course assault? Speaking of which, we've only mentioned it once today, that you should definitely watch the race later on with Ocean Chief in the commentary. I think this is the moment because no one is too close to each other. Wimpy and Ocean Chief are. They are still within half a second of each other and they are trying to fight it out for the last point.
Yeah, they've been most of the race they've been fighting, and they are still fighting. And we know how much Ocean Chief likes to get himself a point in these SLR races. Well, he's going to have to fight for this one because he's got Wimpy right behind him.
Is Vinny getting closer to Popo?
A little bit, I think, yeah. I think he is catching him very slowly. Gap now just over 3.
At the moment.
Yeah.
No, just... Oh, no! Oh, never mind, that's Jesse. But I thought it was Popo because of the... I mean, the Haas and the Mercedes aren't as different as possible. But... it looks like Winnie is gaining solid time, so...
Wimpy on the inside of Ocean Chief into Lecom, and he does get that move done. So Wimpy back up into that final points paying position.
Ocean, schieb ihn raus.
Ocean not able to get close enough at the moment by the looks of things.
I don't know if it is going to remain in that position, but I enjoy the fact that Wimpy and Ocean are still fighting. I think they were close to each other for all of the 16 and a half laps they've been driving, so they are still within reaching distance. Behind them, that Pixel has unfinished business with the last points ranked, I think, by the looks of it. And Kurst is getting caught by Danico, I'm afraid.
Yeah, looks like it. Kurst's going to have to defend that position if he wants 7th, as Jesse does finally retire after having some major struggles in this race. So we're down to 12 drivers out of the 19 that started.
Do you think Gloves... yeah, I think Gloves will make it to the end. His tires won't explode, I'm pretty sure, and he's got 14 seconds on Kurst. So, might make it to the end. At least I think so.
Yeah, I think that's quite likely. It'd be difficult for him to stretch the tyres out that long, but certainly possible. It's, what, 15 laps?
Yeah, he'll lose a good chunk of pace in the end of the race, but I think the gap is big enough for that to not rob him of P6.
Popo making a mistake there out of Stavolo. And Vinny now getting much closer. Going to be within a second or so very soon.
And Danico is now starting to fill the mirrors of poor Bilosh.
Yep. So Danico looking for that 7th place. I don't think he's going to have to wait too long. Kurst goes quite deep into Stavolo. Got away with it.
Gloves had a major moment in Paul Frere, that is, I think. And he's now only 3 seconds ahead of Kurst, and Kurst will have to defend from Danico into bus stop. Danico getting a good run. I don't think good enough for a pass, or maybe an audacious lunge. No, nothing going on there. Cursed missing
Oh,
the apex though, and Gloves now pits in. And Danica getting a good acceleration now. They are running towards us, and I think Bilosh has to yield. And he's not setting up another lunge or anything. He's trying to get a better exit, maybe trying to strike on Camel Straight, but I doubt it.
so Gloves putting dry tyres on. I don't know
I'm
about
afraid
that.
I'm afraid that will not get him to the end in a proper way. It's like,
Looks much too wet for that. We're gonna ride on board us. Oh no!
I mean,
out of the pits he spins and gets reset onto the racing line.
I mean that had to happen because Ocean Chief was not going to get a point.
Yeah, that's true. So Gloves now is, I
Oh.
don't think, oh dear, he's got Ocean right behind him as well. Ocean now losing touch with Wimpy because he's having to wait behind Gloves, who can't really put the power fully down even in 7th gear or 8th gear.
Gloves, I'm afraid that was not the right choice. Oh no! And Ocean Chief loses his front wing because Gloves absolutely loses it there, and that Pixel will take the invitation, I guess, and try and pass Ocean Chief, who just got up into P10, and Gloves and Ties. We've only got 11 runners left in this race.
So the two Force Indias gonna be fighting it out for the final point. That's really unfortunate for Ocean because, I mean, if he doesn't have a front wing, he's probably not gonna be able to keep that position. Looks like he's alright for the time being, though.
Kirstus is out to copy, not that much of a surprise, but yeah. So Kirsten to P8, and I think he'll be able to finish there. 22 seconds down to Wimpy. He is fine. Dead Pixel struggling, potentially in the dirty air, potentially just with the conditions themselves.
Yeah, I think most drivers out there at the moment are struggling. We don't know if it's still raining. It certainly looks very wet though, and certainly we're not going to get anywhere near dry conditions, I don't think. We see this battle for 4th, which has been brewing for a little while between Popo and Vinny. And yeah, Dead Pixel now falling off the back of Ocean Chief, so Ocean might well get his point at the end of this race.
Speaking about points, will Vinny get 12 points instead of 10? He's not a full-time driver, so he might not be concerned with that too much, but he could take the points of Popo.
Yep,
It's
just over a
1.1
second
seconds.
behind. So 3 laps to go for the leaders now. Triton and Light Cruiser and Bants look like they are pretty much set as a 1-2-3 in this race. This is the battle for 4th, although actually Bants has a penalty, doesn't he? So he does need to be 3 seconds ahead of Popo.
I'll have a look. I mean, I don't think Popo picked up one, so
Yeah, no, I don't think so
probably
either.
right.
I'm pretty sure that Bants has one, so I think 3 seconds is the gap. Ocean apparently has a penalty as well. I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He got it in Eau Rouge, so that's one. Let's have a look at their Pixel. He doesn't, so that's not too good. Wimpy with 1 penalty as well. Much as Cursed got 1. Copy Flawless. Danica as well.
Yep, so at the moment, Ocean is not getting that final point, because Dead Pixel is right behind him.
F.
As they
Yeah.
come towards the end of the lap.
Triton's still looking excellent at the front of the grid. 7 seconds, and Danica picks up a penalty.
Yeah, I don't think that'll matter.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
think that's his first, isn't it? So I think he's
Yeah,
probably
it doesn't
okay.
matter. He is. Just confused his track position with Winnie's and thought it mattered big time. But there is I wouldn't call it a gap, it's more like a huge abyss between them.
Yep. More than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there isn't much
Less
of a
than
gap.
10
Oh,
seconds.
Popo hits the wall hard there, did he? He might not have hit the wall. It might have been desync or something like that. It looked like Popo hit the wall very hard, but seems to have gotten away with it. Don't know if he'll have gotten any damage. But certainly, Vinny not able to close too quickly. But this is very much a battle now in the last 2 laps for this 4th place.
Please go side by side through Eau Rouge, thank you. Oh, I doubt that will happen, because Vinny just got a lot of oversteer, running out of traction there.
Yeah, both drivers struggling. They're going to be very worn tyres, of course. And yeah, Vinny doesn't look like he's quite able to get close enough to the back of the Haas in front of him. So with a lap and a half to go, less than that now for Triton and Light Cruiser. It does look like it's going to be another SLR win for Triton.
Oh no.
Ocean gets himself another penalty, trying to extend that gap.
Has Triton even won yet this season? I doubt he has. No, he has not won this season.
Not this
He has
season, no.
He's picked up 3 P2s in the first 4 races of the season, but nothing better. Since that he's only finished 4 times out of 7 times. So this is, I mean, it's looking very good. It's looking like a bit of redemption after all these not so great results of the past. Wait, did Ocean just get another penalty, or was that because I tapped out?
I didn't see another one. I think he only has the 2 total.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he has only got 2 penalties.
It's a shame for him because he's managed to extend the gap to Dead Pixel to 3 seconds.
Oh no.
It needs to be 6 now, of course.
That Pixel looks really slow if I'm going on board with him. Completely honest, wait, let me have a look at the telemetry. Maybe that's just me though.
Into the back of Popo goes Vinny. Didn't see if that was...
Oh shit, Chief! Off in Lake Comp! Just as he was about to build a gap to get that Pixel, because that Pixel still looks really slow.
Yeah, there's no gap anymore between those two. Vinny trying as hard as he can to close this gap. This is the last lap of this Belgian Grand Prix. It's been a fun one, as you can see by the list of DNFs. Down the bottom, and Vinny into the wall in a big way. Oh no, Vinny throws it all away. Well, he doesn't throw it all away. He will actually get away with it because he didn't lose a wheel. But going off at Radion, and well, that's the end of his charge for 4th at least. He will certainly finish 5th in this one, I would have thought.
Great Jason impersonation, 10 out of 10. Wait, didn't we have that last season as well, where someone went off in the last lap? I think it was Triton.
It might have been Triton, yeah, I think it was.
It was Triton, yeah, he was on a charge and then he went into the wall. So, Vinny doing a perfect cosplay here.
Yep. Meanwhile, the man himself, Triton, going through the last few corners. He's on the back straight for the final time. He's not really had too much to worry about in the second half of this race. It's been a very, very good performance from him. He got to the front reasonably early on. He kept it through the pit stop. He kept it through the second half of the race. He extended the gap all the way to 14 seconds, and he wins at Spa. Does a wiggle over the line as well. He'll be very pleased with that one. It looks like a double podium for the Renault team. Light Cruiser crossing the line. He's driven an excellent race as well. Finishes 2nd. And Bants a little bit further back, finishing 3rd after that incident with Copy at the beginning of the race. Popo Gamer is another one who's driven just a very calm, methodical, excellent drive all the way up from, what was it, 15th on the grid, 14th on the grid?
Who?
Something like that. Popo Gamer, 14th on the grid.
Yeah. And Kirst, of course, is in P8 and didn't yet succumb to the pressure of the commentator's curse. he's still very much alive.
Vinny has decided to entertain us all as he crosses the line. And Danico crossing the line just behind him. So Danico, as Kurst gets himself another penalty, is not going to matter though. Copy crosses the line 7th.
Yeah, Copy takes 6 points away from this, so he's 4 points behind Astro Boys now, and Kurst gets P8. I think this might be his best Tier 1 result. I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Certainly his best Tier 1 drive. I think without any question at all. Drove a fantastic race. And a very well-deserved 4 points for him. Wimpy crossing the line. He'll get 2 points. Meanwhile, the two Force Indias battling into the final chicane. Dead Pixel down the inside. This doesn't matter, of course, because Ocean has penalties, but Dead Pixel takes that 10th place. He will get the final point, and the Ocean Chief himself is the only person to finish the race but not score any points. Unfortunately for him, he finishes 11th.
I don't think Ocean Chief has ever yeah. I think finishing last was never such a triumph for Ocean Chief. Like, was a great race. Battles all the way through. And I mean, P11.
Yep, it's the way it goes sometimes. But there are your two winners, Triton and Light Cruiser 1 and 2. And then Bants also on the podium. Yeah, not necessarily the two winners. The two best performers today, Triton and Light Cruiser. Congratulations to Triton. Fantastic race from him. So, who are we going to give our Driver of the Day award? That is the question.
There's like 2 people I'm thinking about, and so one of them is Cursed, but it's probably just 100% serious and not more. But apart from that, it's probably Triton.
Yeah, I think I'm okay giving it to Triton. I think there are several honourable mentions that I want to give. I think Popo Gamer is one of the honourable mentions, as Bants continues to troll the commentary team. Hiya, Bants. How's it going?
What do you mean? I'm just Thimo.
I really don't like that guy. Get him off. What?
I don't like myself either. Don't worry.
So I think Driver of the Day is Triton. Honourable mentions I think go to Popo, to Cursed, to Wimpy, and
Milos. Yes.
Yeah.
On that default setup.
Fantastic with the default setup. Absolutely. That's all you need around Spa, apparently. Certainly in the wet.
Tara, Tipsy congratulated you to your eventual win in Assetto Corsa tonight. What do you have to say
that's
to
not
your loyal supporters?
That's not how it works, unfortunately. We will see. I mean, I don't think we're. I think there's about 5 drivers who I think could win the race. I'm probably one of them, but it's definitely a long race to run, and a lot of stuff to do before we get that far. So Bants, who's joined us in the commentary box for this one. How does that feel? I mean, that must feel pretty good. 2 podiums for Renault.
I mean, I was a bit sad. I was told because Claire was watching the stream that apparently I should get penalized for something, which I'm not.
We didn't say you should get penalized, but we didn't know about something you pulled off. I think you tapped someone in Brazil and just took the position.
Oh yeah,
Probably
that was.
I talked to Vinny. He said it was all
that
good,
was Vinny.
but
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I did hit him.
So on the stream you
definitely looked like you did on the stream, but it might have been desync or something like that. I don't know.
In any case, not on purpose. So sorry again, Vinny.
Yeah,
But
she said.
I need to. Yeah, he says he definitely got hit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
felt
might
it
have
in
to
his
save, so I
spine.
could maybe have a look.
But
This Vance guy against Wiggling out, again Wiggling out,
yeah.
unbelievable. Also I like how if you look at the grid relative to the finishing positions, just how from P18 on it starts with from P8 on it starts with 19, 16, 18, 17.
Yeah, that was.
Says a lot about the race.
By the way, the reason I dropped so many positions at the start is because for some reason I got an illegal overtake warning, and I didn't want to have to serve it in the pit, so I just broke and let like 2 cars or 3 cars past. So that was pretty annoying as well.
Yeah.
Do you know by any chance when that was with copy? Because I don't even know what lap that was.
I think it was lap 3. Because after lap 3, after lap 3, I could rest my voice for some because I was shouting around definitely a bit today.
I think we had, was it 6 retirements before the end of lap 3, something like that.
I think it was 5.
Hectic.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, maybe 5. Yeah, it was 5 for a
especially
while.
Astro Boys and Get Owned were pretty surprising.
So that's our driver of the day done. I think that's our broadcast done for this SLR race. It's been a lot of fun as ever, but the action is not done yet here on the Extreme Gaming League YouTube channel.
That sounds awesome.
We have
Rated Extreme.
Rated Extreme. We have an Assetto Corsa race coming up. It will feature
Tell me
all
more.
3 of the voices that you hear on
That's
this
a
broadcast as drivers. So do join us for that. Ocean Chief, the man who unfortunately failed to score a point in the race we just had, is going to be behind the microphone for that one.
Hopefully
So join him.
exit the game right at the start.
Hopefully not. Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
But
We
you
can
did
hope
today.
that it
What?
doesn't. Yeah, Bants did that as well earlier in practice.
Yeah, I did.
But
You don't have to, Satoshi. You can, because we're all nice people, but you don't have to. Oh no, it's the big echo.
the big
Oh,
echo.
lads.
Who is
What was
echoing?
that?
Who is that? There's somebody there. It's Ocean
Ocean
Chief.
Chief.
How's it going, Ocean?
Yeah, dudes. Yeah, I'm just thinking, please interview Wimpy. It's his first points.
Yeah,
He's a
let's
very happy boy.
bring him in then. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll get him over.
let's have Wimpy in the commentary box, because he
Okay,
did drive
we should
a
get into
fantastic
Gentleman's
race.
Lounge of SLR. That's what we are supposed to do.
Yeah, he's over in Gentleman's Lounge.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then. We'll head over there.
Hello.
Mr. Wimpy, how does it feel? 2 points for you, a fantastic drive. How does it feel?
Come on, man. Well, I can't repeat what some of the guys said on chat, but yeah, it was some nervous breaking moments there. Dodged a few cars pointing the wrong way, but somehow I got through there. Some Mercedes spun on the start straight in front of me, and I hit the car.
Yeah,
I got
it
a
was
yellow damage on my wing, and I was surprisingly
Yeah.
fast with that wing till lap 12. So
Oh wow.
then when I changed my wing, I even went faster. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I got it.
Yeah, I mean, it must feel pretty good to have overtaken the chief himself
Of course,
on track.
man. Of
Yeah.
course, he knows what I just told him. I also cannot repeat that on live stream, but yeah, we have our moments.
Yeah.
But
I saw
I
that
think it
you
was a
were,
good race.
I saw that you were really close at the start of it, and then through the race I was always checking a bit all of the grid, and you were always close together and had a bit of battles, and we were memeing around at the start that if Ocean is watching the stream, he should take you out just for fun. And then I said, oh, now he has actually got the opportunity. And then I think in lap 17, I think we even caught that on stream. I'm not too sure.
Mhm.
You passed him, and then you suddenly were like whoosh, and never to be seen again from Ocean Chief's perspective.
I just put the foot down and went for it.
the rain.
Yeah.
Take-
I did a few around the outside passes as well. Can't remember where it was. I think it was after the chicane, the back straight.
Mm.
You get a ridge back straight, and then you get that little chicane. The next turn right, I think it's turn 5. I think it was Dead Pixel. Or it was Ocean. I can't remember. I'll have to go and watch the stream. But yeah,
One of the Force
Yeah, I saw-
Indias, yeah. They
those
were,
kills there.
you were all battling pretty much the whole race. I know you and Ocean pretty much for the first half of the race, and you had a yellow
Yeah.
wing. You were battling the whole time.
hmm
The first 3 laps are definitely worth it.
When it comes to Ocean, I love racing against him. He's a clean driver. He'll never force me off or anything. I can trust him, fully trust him.
Yeah.
I tried to go around him, but he didn't allow me the space though.
Yeah, it was all pretty clean. We saw quite a lot of that battle towards
Yeah.
towards the back. It was pretty clean. So
I must
so
say,
good
much
stuff.
respect for the chief.
Yeah, yeah. So
He
more
could have easily
points.
taken me out there.
So more points on the horizon in the future, Wimpy, based
Of
on
course, man.
performances
Of
like
course,
that.
definitely. As long as there's more rain on the horizon.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
complete carnage out there for a lot of drivers. We
Yeah, no.
11 finishes
I
out
don't
of
mind.
19.
Points are points, man.
Yep, absolutely. Well,
They
congratulations,
lost
man.
my game.
It's
Thank you very much. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
good to
And
see
well
you
done
on
to
the
Ocean
scoreboard.
for
And
getting the last point available.
I
When
didn't
I
even
passed
get
him
the
in
last
position 10, I thought to myself, he's probably raging with his wheel now. I'm taking his point away. and then,
Yeah,
and
no,
then
actually,
somehow, somewhere,
tried.
Klausen steering came out of the pitch in front of me. I don't know what he's done
Oh,
there.
he put sauce on. That's right. Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. So yeah, I
Don't
passed him and
worry.
I was watching my mirror the whole time and I saw you guys eventually passed him as well. I thought, okay, now Ocean's okay, now he's got his 1 point.
but then he didn't. Unfortunately, he had too many penalties, and he got overtaken
Yeah.
at the end as well. So that
I
was
think I only
unfortunate.
had one penalty though. Praise
Yep, you did only have one. It was
3 seconds, yeah.
it was a really good drive.
Thanks a lot, man. I really pushed and tried to keep it steady, especially through the Rouge.
Yep, a lot of people didn't, and that was one of the reasons that you scored points.
I noticed that.
All
That
right.
was the plan.
Yeah,
Go slow
absolutely.
in, fast out, stay wide, and stay out of trouble. It all paid off.
Well, that's going to do our broadcast for today, folks. It's been a really fun one, and join
Yeah.
us straight after this for EGL Assetto Corsa.
If you
With
like the
2SRL.
carnage.
If you like, yeah, there's going to be carnage there. There's definitely going to be carnage there. There's also going to be Ocean Chief in the commentary box.
Even
So
more carnage.
for no for no other reason than Ocean in the commentary box, join us
Exactly.
for that one. But thanks everyone for watching, and obviously we'll have all of the stuff. We've got 2SRL tomorrow, and we've got SLR next week as well. So join us for those two. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.